Hello everybody, it's me, Big Yoshi History, and today I will be presenting you U-boats during World War One. And first of all, I would actually want to start with what U-boat actually means. Germans called it the Unterseeboot, which translated as undersea boat. And actually, in the beginning of World War One, the German Navy only had 28 submarines. Nobody really planned to use them as attacking vehicles. The first U-boat attack happened on September 5th, 1914 by German SM U-21, which sunk British HMS Pathfinder. The real demonstration of submarine power happened on September 22nd, 1914, when a German military commander, Otto Weddigen, crashed 3 British warships in just 1.5 hours while leading his U-9 submarine. After that, Germany finally realized that the real privilege in the war is under the sea, not above it. U-boats were very dangerous because they were very hard to see and they were packed with torpedoes. The only way to avoid the attack of the U-boat was to change the course of the ship, which was basically impossible. But with that, German U-boats were also dangerous for the people inside them because of the gas and because of how small the U-boats were. Eventually, Germany would build 372 U-boats out of all the total existing 600 U-boats. 5,000 ships would be sunk by German and the Central Powers' U-boats, which is about 10 million tons of destructions. 550 officers and more than 400 crewmen would be killed, and 178 U-boats would be lost. Germany was actually the first country ever to use U-boats as naval weapons, whereas their opponent Britain used it for patrols. U-boats were a naval revolution, as they were very small yet effective vehicles who were set to defeat the British Empire in the sea. Due to Hague Conventions, the submarine warfare was regulated by the rules, which basically meant that the U-boats shall not attack civilian and merchant ships. And of course it was Germany who didn't care about the rules. When the British began arming merchant ships, the Germans began firing without warning. So, by the year 1915, Germany fully adapted the unrestricted submarine warfare policy and they declared North Sea a war zone. Germany declared that its U-boats would destroy all enemy merchant vessels in the waters of Great Britain. One of the key results of such warfare was the sinking of Lusitania, which was a British civilian ship. It was sunk on May 7th by the German U-20 U-boat. Although Lusitania was confirmed having military cargo on its board, the attack on Lusitania was widely used as a propaganda against Germany, because 1,200 people died and 128 of them were Americans. As well as that, a German submarine UB-29 has also torpedoed the ferry SS Sussex, which killed 50 and left hundreds wounded, including 3 Americans. At first, Germany denied the attack, but then admitted, which outraged the United States even more. After that, on May 6, 1916, Germany has signed the Sussex Pledge, in which they basically stated that they won't destroy any more non-military ships. Although, as always, Germany broke the promise, and on February 1st, 1917, Germany decided to continue its unrestricted submarine warfare, which was very successful as it sank a major part of Britain-bound shipping. But at that time, Britain already knew how to fight German U-boats by creating anti-sub ships and escorted convoys to avoid the attacks. As well as that, the United States have joined the war on April 6, 1917, which made everything for the Germans even harder, as it was also a signal that they have to act more aggressively and advance quicker in the submarine warfare. In 1918, the patrol on the water was also signed by the British Empire, which led to some submarines to only work at night to remain unnoticed. Alongside that, 1918 was also a year when Germany's labor supply was shortened. Due to the results of the decline of shipping losses, Germany's strategy failed. After Germany's loss, the armistice was signed and became effective on 11th of November, 1918. As a result of that, 14 U-boats were scuttled and 122 U-boats surrendered. So, to wrap the things up, without any doubt, U-boats were revolutionary and were one of the greatest naval advantages of Germany at the time, if not their only advantage. Some even said that Germany could have even won the war with the help of submarines. A great example of it would be a quote by Admiral William Sims, which stated that if Germany could have kept at least 50 submarines in the sea on the way of trade routes during winter-spring of 1917, nothing could have stopped them from winning the war. Besides all that, Germany could have avoided the US joining the war by agreeing to the Sussex Pledge fully, although it can never be proved, as unrestricted submarine warfare was inevitable in order to drain the opponent's extra resources out. So that was it for today's video. Thank you everybody for watching, and I'll see you all very soon.